Yeah, and we live all the way around. God, feels good to come back and talk about that word on the street. Let's get it. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Here to give you knowledge that you didn't know. Put you on some game, now you got a buzz. You are now listening to Cannabruhz. Yo! What it is? You like that one?
I did.
What's going on, man? Yo, welcome back to Watts. Well, that's what we call it, at least. Word on the street, man. There's so much going on. Me and Carter had to get on one time and let y'all know what we hearing out there in these streets. Because, man, it's a whole lot of juicy stories, juiciness, whatever you want to say that's going on right now. Of course, I'm your host, Jarrell.
I'm Carter.
And we are the Cannabruhz. First things first, we gonna give a shout out always to our guy Corey. You know, we just handling a lot of business. We handle some things separately, divide and conquer. Don't y'all try to outcast us, okay? And then, of course, we got to give all praises and shout outs due to the Most High for blessing us with another day so we can get on this and get in. The next thing is we need y'all to smash that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button. If you actually rock with Watts, word on the street, you rock with the Cannabruhz podcast. First of all, we just want to thank you. We appreciate you. There's so much you could be doing other than listening to me and Carter talk about these stories, yet you took your time out to do it. I just asked this one thing before we get started. If you know that you're enjoying Watts and you're enjoying the Cannabruhz podcast, then please, por favor, share this with somebody you know. We love the activity and the engagement in the comment section, but we really need y'all to share this with one person that you know. We got some contests that's coming up on the Cannabruhz podcast that's going to be exclusive to those that listen and those that watch the content, and you won't want to miss out on that. Make sure that you shop MakeMentalityMerch.com. Had to give that quick shout out. You know, we got hats. We got track trucker hats, bucket hats, tees. We getting busy. We getting busy. Man, Carter, you ready to get into some word on the street?
Heck yeah.
Well, let's get to it. What's our first story?
Man, so our first story is rapper Killer Mike suggests giving black people control over marijuana industry as a form of reparations,
baby. Yeah, let's go. I know I'm about to piss a lot of people off, and I'm telling you, I don't care. Carter, I don't care. I don't care at all about pissing people off. This is the funny thing about this is, first things first, shout out to Killer Mike. Yo, it's a sweep. It's a sweep. The man took home 3 Grammys. They did arrest the homie, you know, afterwards. But a black man can't be winning too much in this country without getting arrested. Did you win 3? Now, if he won 2, we would have hit you with a citation. But 3? Get your black ass on. Get over here. Come here, boy. I got some handcuffs for you. But
oh no.
But no, man, this is shout out to Killer Mike though. I love the album. Michael was really like, I would have to say my favorite album of 2023, but I already was posting about it, so don't y'all try to act like I'm riding the wave. But shout out to Killer Mike, big fan. That is not the first time, no, Carter, that we've heard this idea, right? There's 2 main ideas when people like to talk about when it comes to reparations, and ideas on how you could give it to us without kind of like blowing everything up and, you know, taking away from this person, that person, blah, blah, blah. Right? Because I get it. We got some, you know, people of other races that are super cool, hardworking in the industry, hardworking in life and everything, and they deserve what they deserve. But I'll be damned if I sit around and like coon with y'all or something like that and act like reparations ain't something I believe in. I do believe that we should have reparations. Not that I'm gonna stop grinding. I'm grind. I grind when I'm up. I'm grind when I'm down, baby. But I do believe that it's something to atone for everything that our ancestors went through, and it wasn't that long ago. That's the craziest thing, man. 400 years ago, man. There's people that are alive now that spoke to people who were slaves when they were younger, or descendants of slaves, or they have direct stories that they've passed down. I don't have to really try to sell y'all on reparations. If you don't believe it, then hey, drop a comment below. Let's fight. Right. But let's argue about it then, goddamn. But Killer Mike said in a discussion about reparations on HBO show Real Time with Bill Maher at the start of Black History Month, which we just finished Black History Month, but it's Black History all year round if you're making history like that. Killer Mike suggested that Black people could be given control over America's marijuana industry as a way to redress racial harm. Now, with Native Americans, he says, with Native Americans, we gave them the casino industry. That's what Bill Maher said. He said, what about, supermarkets? And I would say cannabis headed towards being what they say, Carter, 40 billion?
It's probably don't be 70.
That's what they're saying.
70, yeah.
That's the word on the street. Now, Killer Mike said, could Black people have the marijuana industry? Give us marijuana, he said. Multi-billion-dollar industry. It's still fresh. It's still growing. Which is, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to stop right there for a quick second. The reason I go, well, yeah, there's something to it that where it's not as just free as you would think. I know we're talking about reparations, like here you go. You don't have to do anything additionally. All the work has been paid for by your ancestors. But there's a lot of work to be done in the cannabis industry. So the way I'm kind of thinking about it is reparations should come a little easy. That's cool. But how exactly are you going to give the cannabis industry to Black folks? You get what I'm saying? Because that's tricky. Like, how would you do it? Right? There's so many people already there. So what are you going to say? You can't own a business if you're not white or if you're not Black? That's it's kind of weird to do. You know what I mean? Like, what about all the people that have been spending a lot of years? Yeah, but we've spoken to a lot of dope people. I'm thinking about when we were at the Texas Marijuana March in Fort Worth, Texas, and we spoke to a lot of people, man. And Carter, I hate to bust the bubble of the audience right now, but a lot of them weren't Black. You know what I'm saying? Oh. A lot of them were not Black, so nah. A lot of them weren't Black, but they've hardworking people that put a lot of time, energy, effort. They've risked, arrests. They've, put their marriages on the line. You know what I'm saying? Being there for their kids and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that part would necessarily be the way we want to go. So I'm gonna continue to read through this article from marijuanamoment.net. Says New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu. I wonder if I'm saying that wrong. Who? Sue me. Whatever. Another guest on the show Friday night made clear his distaste for the idea. Of course, he said, "Look at his fucking face." The rapper laughed, gesturing to Sununu's pain expression. I'm sorry. What's his first name again? Chris. Governor Chris of New Hampshire. Chris S. Now it is interesting to state he is a Republican, and this is a very liberal idea. This is a very, I would say, maybe Democratic leaning idea. You know what I'm saying?
I would have to agree.
Yeah, let's be real. I wouldn't expect let's give Black folks the cannabis industry as reparations. Like that just. Of course, I know Killer Mike was just really, sometimes I'll tell you, he's a brilliant brother, but I'll tell you, Killer Mike definitely says stuff at times because he knows it's going to pull at your emotional heartstrings. And I think that's where he was with this. Me personally, I'm glad, I am thankful that he listed a lot of other things that you could do in the forms of reparations, a lot of that being, financial literacy, financial education. Knowing that the Cannabruhz, we know who we are, Harvest AF financial consultant, man. We say it to you all the time, man. We probably try to help you find a solution for your books, your accounting, your taxes. We still doing it too. You can call. I ain't gonna do it. 214-233-6874 or go to harvestaf.net. But no, we've tried to really be there to help. So we understand the importance of financial literacy, the importance of teaching people how to actually properly steward over their finances and manage the businesses from a financial level and make decisions from there so that you're not like having all this creativity that'll cost you. That's the best way I could put it. We have to deal with it a lot growing in Cannabruhz media. So we understand. I think that financial literacy being attached to whatever reparation plan that does come up would be a smart thing, because the thing is, a lot of those great lessons that seem too common, it's common sense. It's not as common as you think. And a lot of those lessons aren't being taught in Black households. Like, it's a lot of things that I learned because we got into the industry, into the financial service industry. You know what I'm saying? There were people that were telling me, hey, man, all you have to do is this. Hey, have you ever tried, hey, did you ever try, putting your money in the trust and do. Like, there's a bunch of different things that people have given us. Not all of them correct, by the way, but a lot of that information in that game that we were put on came from outside of Black culture. And so, and it just kind of proves the fact that a lot of this information was either not in Black culture or in Black households, or it just wasn't like maybe understood to a level where you could teach someone early on, like maybe as a child or as an early teen or preteen, things that would actually benefit them as they transition into adulthood and be able to take care of themselves, let alone own a business, let alone own a cannabis business. Because that thing is so for the people that are actually sustainable in the cannabis industry, we salute. You get a big old Cannabruhz stamp of approval, just because if you've made it over 5 years in this industry, over 5 years, I ain't even saying get to 10. 10 is you a real one. 5 though, if you able to sustain for 5 years in this cannabis industry with everything that you have to deal with, the legislation changing all the time. What state are you in? Where are they on the medical program? Where are they on the rec program? How are they decriminalizing? Are they still locking people up actively? Are they giving warnings? What's the relationship between law enforcement, government officials, your local businesses that are not canna, but are canna adjacent? Smoke shops, you know what I mean? All of your tobacco retailers, like, tobacco distribution, right? And what about cultivation on that end? How are those industries treating cannabis in your state? So there's so much to go on. If you've been sustainable for at least 5 years, you get a big salute, because it is that difficult, which is a byproduct of why financial literacy is so important. And that's all I'm trying to say. This one is it's a talking point. It's definitely gonna be on that thumbnail. But we gonna move on from it. We still rocking with the idea of reparations. I don't know if it's gonna come in the form of cannabis, but a little break on taxes. That was mine. The one that I was behind was like the idea of all right, cool. Black people ain't gotta pay taxes then.
It'd be like what's that movie with Bruce Willis, Armageddon?
Oh boy. I'm telling you, listen, if Black people don't have to pay taxes, people that know about how money actually work, gonna be pissed the hell off. Like, wait a minute, they ain't gotta pay taxes. Taxes? Like, if you don't know how all that works, you're like, whatever. Bro, you know how there's people with 35,000. We got clients that got over 30 grand worth of tax debt. And Carter, they Black. This client I'm thinking of, over $30,000 of tax debt, and they're Black. Imagine if that was the form of reparation. So she or he could do whatever they wanted to do, and say, hey, I know I owe the IRS 38 grand, but I'm Black, so y'all have a good day.
Yeah,
boy. But
man,
that's just my little 2 cents. But let's go ahead and move on, because we got some even closer word on the street.
What's the local news?
There's some local word on the street. There's some buzz. So we keep our ear to the street. Carter, you got your ear to the street?
A little bit.
A little bit. I got my ear to the street, man. And I was hesitating on how I want to put this story out because I was looking at upcoming brands COA who's selling merch, who's selling retail products, not merch, selling product. I'm talking THC products. I'm talking, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking get as creative as you want to get. THCA, THCV, live resin syrup.
Go down the alphabet.
Bro, go down the list. But they specializing in this THCA. And this has been the buzz around. We sat with Flow Gardens, who's the originator of THCA.
Pioneers.
Come on, man. Thanks to that Banana Mac. Shout out to Flow Gardens. But we also were having a conversation too at Hempire about the trouble with THCA. And if you're not familiar with THCA, I'm no chemist, but this is what we come to understand. When it's dry and let's say under a certain temperature, it tests like legal hemp, right? And that's how we see it. Of course, it looks like, hey, it ain't going to change. But it tests as legal hemp. You could run the COA, everything will be fine. But if you heat that bad boy up, if you heat that bad boy up, what did he say?
Hit that Ric Flair woo.
Woo! Woo! Hey, we need to put that on the Roadcaster pad. But if you heat that bad boy up, you probably have a good time. You probably gonna have a good time. I'll tell you that right there. I've had a good time with some THCA, and I don't regret it. Sue me. You know what I mean? So, but there's a company that's out there, and because I feel like giving them a little bit of mercy today, Carter, I ain't even gonna mention their names, but I will tell you they got a product that's out on the market that's testing 1.94% Delta 9 dry weight THC. If you're not in the industry, you don't understand that. They're in the state of Texas. We're still trying to work on decriminalizing Dallas.
We're still trying to work on the medical side.
We're still trying to work on the medical program. What is teacup? I don't know, but it's a small cup. You know what I mean? It's a small ass cup. I tell you that.
And it's expensive.
It's expensive, right? We still working on that. So you talking about being able to get in the door to some legal retailers with a product, and this brands particularly have been sending around different versions of their COA. That is proven. That I can say. Like I said, I won't say their name, but if you're sending around multiple versions of a COA, where one might say 1.94 and the other one is coming under the legal limit at 0.194, you lost your mind.
Speed past that, like you didn't just say what you just said.
Yeah, I mean, look, because you wilding out here. You wilding out here, and we got to call you out for it. Mainly because you're going to mess up the game. Here's the reason why this is dangerous, bro. They're going to mess the game up for all of their competitors, as they would say, right? That are actually doing the legal, based on the 2018 Farm Bill, the 0.3%. If it's under that, it qualifies as hemp. If it's in a state where they rocking with hemp, which is everywhere. Well, not everywhere is rocking with hemp, but Texas is definitely taking advantage. We are on a fine line, people. We don't need none of that BS coming into the state with fake, false COAs and doing stuff just so you can get your stuff on the shelf. And then your product sells, and then that gets taken to a store or straight to the customer. Let's say then that customer gets pulled over.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about, and you're not going to take no kind of responsibility, bro. They're not taking no responsibility, Carter, but they selling it. They're making a profit off of it as right on the shelf next to the fully legal competitor. And that ain't the way you want to get your advantage, mainly because you're going to screw the market up. Once those arrests start going in, if y'all sell enough units to make some noise, right, to the where you're on law enforcement's radar, right, there's going to be enough arrests with your product in hand from these customers. And then all of a sudden, they ain't going to look at it as, A, B, C, D labs or whatever, or, they're the problem. No, they're going to say what? Oh, all these hemp products that we seeing, that's the problem. People over here getting high, they're doing all this. Nah, I done told y'all, THCA is that fire if you get the right product. We ain't tripping on THCA. We tripping on those people that's like, yes, this is THCA, and here.
And
then what?
No, and then it turns out to be.
And then it turns out to be almost 2%.
Yeah, real shit.
Bro. And if you're not a smoker, you don't understand how that works. There's a big difference between 0.2 or almost 0.2 and 2% of Delta 9 THC in a product. Now, if you love it, you love it. You ain't gonna say nothing. But like I said, when it gets on law enforcement's radar, now it's gonna be a problem. And I'm just stating what it is. And y'all need to be called out. I'm trying to give you grace, but trust me, I still got my ear right on the concrete. I promise you, I got my ear right on the concrete. And if I hear anything else that's egregious from this brand, Carter, I'm gonna have to come back on Word on the Street.
Call them out.
And call them out. I'm gonna have to let you know. Hey, it was you want to know who it was though? You want me to tell you?
He's got to find the bleep button.
Nah, I had that bleep button. I done got rid of the bleep button, bro. Oh, y'all lucky we got rid of the bleep button. But
damn.
Got rid of it. Anyways, we're gonna come back and call you out. Forget it. Next story.
Oh shit. So this one's from High Times.
Yeah, High Times.
And yes, sir. It's so a driver contracted with Uber from Crestview, Florida, was allegedly selling large quantities of shrooms and LSD out of his glove box.
He's a wild boy.
What did he say?
First of all,
it's wild.
Now this person I'm gonna call out. John.
Oh, you got
Alcott.
Got it.
The dude's 52 years old. From Crestview, Florida. Now I'm a big I'm a big Breakfast Club listener, man. And Uncle Charlotte always likes to say the craziest people come from the Bronx and all of Florida. And this dude from Crestview, Florida, decided.
Is that the Bronx?
Huh?
Is Crestview the Bronx of Florida?
I don't know. No, the Bronx and Florida. Those are the two craziest places. He says, right? But and this guy from Florida arrived to pick up his riders, and when CCSO investigators, if you don't know what that is, that's the Citrus County Sheriff's Office where he's at. When the investigators entered the vehicle, they said it reeked of pot smoke. Alcott whipped open his glove box to show them all the shrooms he had in his inventory.
It gets even more wild.
Hold on. First of all, let me reread that. I'm about to. John Alcott, 52, of Crestview, Florida, arrived to pick up his riders, and when CCSO investigators entered the vehicle, they said it reeked of pot smoke, and his first thought in his mind, oh, no, let me whip open the glove box and show him all the shrooms. I can't make this up, y'all. This dude, so he opens the glove box, shows that he has the shrooms. Uber drivers are not employees of Uber. They are independent. Y'all wild at high times for this. Man, we know ain't nobody trying to get Uber in trouble. We know that man acting on his own. You know, like Uber is the dang Medellin cartel or something like that. Man, y'all wild. But WSCO reports that Alcott sold to CCSO investigators 134 grams of psilocybin mushrooms, 10 psilocybin mushroom microdose capsules, and 12 doses of LSD on blue gel tablets for a thou wow. He sold that thing for one band, right? During the purchase, Alcott told detectives he would be willing to run a mail order supply as well. Ooh.
I feel like that's kind of cheap.
Bro,
$1,000 for all that.
Man, I don't even know if it was. I don't know the quality of it. I don't know, but
yeah, that's true. That's true.
And clearly, if he's selling to an undercover or whatever, the genius clearly wasn't like you weren't familiar with that person. He was probably trying to just cheat him, get a little quick G off of him and keep it moving. But he ended up talking to the to an investigator and didn't even understand he was talking to. But he offered them a mail order supply as well.
That's where he fucked up. Ooh, that's where he fucked up.
Yeah, because now you're talking about what? Extra trafficking charges.
That's federal.
That's federal. Now you're talking about trafficking charges, bro. I'm telling you, man, these people are geniuses out here these days. It says on February 21st, WCSO narcotics investigators sent the undercover CCSO detective, who was a passenger turned drug buyer, to reach out to Alcott to tell him they were in the area, just in case y'all wondering where the story came from, and wanted to buy over a quarter pound of shrooms and 200 doses of blue gel tab LSD hits in exchange for $5,000. Now, I don't know how they got down to 1,000, but that shows me he needs help with his business as well. Contact Harvesting. I'm just kidding. While these type of cases aren't the primary focus of our vice/narcotics investigations, this one of a kind came to us. That's what the sheriff, Michael Atkinson, said. He obviously makes it a habit to sell while driving an Uber, and that's pretty alarming considering how teenagers and young adults frequently use driving services in the area. I was going to say that too. Like, you got to think about how reckless this is. So one, this is why retail licenses exist, y'all, right? Because if they're going to let cannabis and any other drugs, like Oregon, all that stuff legal, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is you can't do it from an Uber. Because think about it, genius. Kids really do use Ubers. I know people that literally have put their kids in the back of Ubers to get them to school because they didn't have a car or something. So really, think about this, bro. You out here wilding, taking more penitentiary chances than homie and them on the block. Think about it.
Wait, man, he's done.
He's done. Now, I don't know if he just felt like he played life way too, too simple. What's up?
What's crazy is his bond was only $15,000, and he posted it.
His name was John Alcott. Now, I don't know if we need to go back to Killer Mike's story here. But I'll tell you, he wasn't black. He wasn't black.
That's black. A lot. Yeah, that doesn't.
Now, come on. The bond and all the investigation and the findings from the investigation don't match.
So
that's wild, bro.
I don't know. This might be a hot take, but so if you got a low bond, there's probably a high probability that you're going to get probation.
Yeah.
If you have a higher one.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
So $15,000 is not a lot in terms of bond and how much he was doing.
Hey,
or how much.
Good old Johnny had that thing in the glove compartment. The $15,000. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you ain't about no real. I want to be back out on these streets. Now I'm driving for Lyft. Lyft, y'all watch. Y'all watch out for Lyft. If you see a man with a backpack somewhere in Crestview, Florida, on one of them scooty bikes, you know what I mean? One of them city bikes and all that kind of stuff he was riding. Hey, and you know, if you want some LSD. But anyways, no. That's your target. I'm telling you, man, he's back on the streets. I promise you he out there doing his thing. He's 52, Carter. That man,
I'm looking at his pictures right now.
he 52. The man don't care. He don't care.
No.
He don't care, bro. He don't care, bro. He's all that learning your lesson stuff and all that, man. He's too old for that. I'm gonna live life exactly how I want to. And that's around our parents' age, man. He's enjoying life. He gonna do exactly what he want to do. And as long as Florida is smacking him on the wrist real quick with a little 15 grand and some probation, he'll be back on these streets, El Chapo style, baby, serving it up.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's a minimum for this type of thing, and it's probably like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
It's not a lot either.
Oh man, here. All right, here's my theory on it. Here's what I think's happening. I think the cops think some of that stuff made it to the evidence locker and some of it didn't. Huh?
Problem.
Hey man, that's what I'm saying. I think some of it's made it to the evidence locker and some of it didn't. All right, and they were willing to say, "Hey man, I know how things work at the station. You know, we can get rid of this amount here for you. You know, and you'll be out in the morning."
There's a lot of corruption going on.
It's a lot of corruption going on. I ain't got nothing against Crestview law enforcement. You probably have never seen me there if I keep talking reckless on Word on the Street. But all I can say is you might want to be careful. And everybody in Crestview, Florida, go ahead and get your money. But y'all do it in a better way and do it in a safer way. You know, make sure that you don't have our kids in it, and be smart about it unless you want to keep getting caught. Because I will tell you this, the next time Mr. Alcott gets caught, it might not be 15 grand. He might not be in Crestview, Florida. Because you know how you give somebody an inch, they're going to take a mile.
Oh, yeah.
Crestview, see, that's the reason why local law enforcement is important, because if y'all ain't teaching the lessons, hey, this going to go higher than that, baby. This going up to state, right? And then it's going to go up to the feds. Now, he a grown man and he gonna learn a lesson. However, a grown 52-year-old man needs to learn the lesson. But you ain't really helping much local law enforcement by letting the man out with a.
No, that's what. Yeah, no, exactly. And
that's wild.
The federal has to take over because of that mail order. So,
but they must have not found evidence of that, because they say he offered that to the undercover.
Well, I'm sure the feds are going to look into that.
Oh, they're going to look into it. See, but that's one of them.
Because they want to take away the state so they can take care of it.
Bro, I'm glad you mentioned that. Because I was just about to say, I said, that's one of them situations where you walk out of court with a little citation just because they know the feds are sitting there with that wagon waiting to pick you up as soon as you walk down the steps. There's a lot of people that not been to that too. So, Mr. Alcott, I hope you don't think you completely in the clear. And everybody, all the Mr. Alcotts out there that's trying to, you know, get their grind on like John, this is a hell of a risk. And we wouldn't recommend it here on the Cannabruhz podcast and Word on the Street. Best of luck to you in your illegal operations, but it's time to take that legacy operation into the market. That's all we gonna say. And best of luck to you. We'll holler at you later. And
It is.
man, that's it. That's all we got for Word on the Street today, Carter.
Yes, sir.
Man, well, we appreciate y'all kicking it with us, man, for the last about half hour, maybe a little less of that. Nah, whatever. Probably be shorter than that, to be honest. So we appreciate your time that you've taken to kick it with us on Word on the Street. Again, I'm your host, Jarrell.
I'm Carter.
And we are the Cannabruhz.
Cannabruhz.
That's right. If you need anything done as far as financial services, I will not do another podcast at this time, knowing there's so many people in need, without mentioning 214-233-6874. Hit up harvestaf.net. Hit us up for financial consulting. We have amazing packages that'll take you from the John Alcott level, all right, on to the success and the ganjapreneur that you deserve to be. We rock with you. We love and appreciate our audience. We appreciate y'all rocking with the Cannabruhz as always. Make sure once again that you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Share it with somebody that you know rocks with the type of content that we put out. Drop some comments in the comment section below and continue to be dope AF. We holla at y'all later.
Peace.
Yeah.